my name is Briony and I am the VP of Engineering at Iris Audio Technologies. Having worked in startups for the last 5 years, and it seems a lot longer than that, that is the startup game, and co-founded a startup as a CTO, I'm here to share with you some of my tips for engineers at early stage startups. Tip number 1, don't over-engineer your solution. From a product perspective, this is your classic MVP, and by that we mean a genuine minimum viable product. You want to strip back your idea to its very fundamentals so that you can put it in front of people and validate your idea as soon as possible. Now, from a code perspective, I'm going to give you a bit of advice that is probably in contrast to what you've probably heard before as a junior developer or at university or at coding school, and that is do repeat yourself. So instead of to prevent you from over-engineering your solution, you can repeat a line of code maybe 2 or 3 times before you elevate it to a design pattern or a more generic solution, and in that way ensure that you're not overcomplicating your design before it's time. You should be aiming for simplicity over cleverness with this first solution. Having said that, my second top tip is about what not to skimp on when you're engineering your first solution. And please take this as your daily reminder not to neglect DevSecOps, development security operations. You need to be engineering your solution with security in mind from day one. You will most likely be using cloud technologies and exposing your product to the internet, and as we know, the internet is a scary place. So don't be bitten like so many other startups before you, and ensure that you are engineering with security best practices in mind. You can also make use of infrastructure as code. This is a little bonus tip here. I can't tell you how many times I spun up and destroyed infrastructure or forgot the magical sequence of steps enabled to get a feature up and running. Infrastructure as code will be a lifesaver. My third top tip for engineers at early stage startups is to system design for success. And I love this part of any project. System design is one of my favorite pieces to get involved with. And it's been made so much more accessible in recent years with the use of cloud technologies. Serverless and startups go hand in hand, and we all love a good set of microservices, but let's not go mad. There is nothing inherently wrong with a monolithic architecture, and you just need to choose the right architecture that works for you. Make use of managed products, make use of templates, use those free code samples available on GitHub and other open source repositories. And you can also now use ChatGPT and just ask it what sort of architecture you should be building. At your early stage startup, you also want to be leveraging the fact that this is the smallest dev team that you will ever have. And that comes with its advantages as well as obviously all of its known disadvantages. You want to be finding those niche tools that make your life easier as the single lonely developer, or maybe one of 2, and you want to take advantage of all the free price tiers that are available when your team is that small. You don't want to be reinventing the wheel, and if there's a tool out there that can help you ship something faster than you can build it yourself and add value sooner, then that's what you should be going for. And lastly, I want to end on the best piece of advice that I have ever received, and that is that no one knows anything until they do. And that sounds a little bit cryptic, but what do I mean by that? I mean that if you're having doubts about joining an early stage startup or founding your own startup and getting your idea out into the world, unsure of your capabilities, just remember that there is a first time for everything, and you won't know how to do something until you've given it a try first. If you're truly innovating, this hasn't been done before, and that's the exciting thing about founding a startup. As the goddess of victory once famously said, just do it, and good luck with your startup venture.